Thank you so much for joining this recording about the OSRCL Local Literacy Plan template. This is Sharon Morgan, one of the OSRCL specialists, and I'm also joined by Michelle Sleibold. So here's our contact information. If you have any questions about anything that you hear today, please don't hesitate to contact us. So each year, as a part of the OSRCL grant, districts are required to submit a local literacy plan. To streamline this process for the 2019-2020 school year, we've created a local literacy plan template that will serve as an addendum to your main literacy plan. This template will focus on your 2019-2020 school year goals. It provides information from the monitoring rubric that we use here at the State Department, and hopefully it will simplify the process, just make this whole thing a little bit easier for you. What we're asking you to do is to provide the information that you're given to your literacy team. Over the next few weeks, gather the information that you need related to the plan. For larger districts, this may be reaching out to your schools or different principals. And then we'd like you to attend the June 10th convening. At that convening, we invite your literacy team to come, and we will give you some time to work on this, and we'll go through this one more time. We'll need these plans submitted by September 12th, 2019. We need them so that we here at the State Department can do our federal reports on October the 1st, 2019. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the literacy plan template. I just wanted to remind you that we have a number of literacy plan support tools that you may use and access. We will not be going over those at this time, but here they are if you need them. They are also on the hub. So here's the link. Okay, so this is what the literacy plan template looks like. So the first thing you're going to see is our stop sign to remind you not to type in this document, or everyone will be able to see it, that you need to make a copy. Rid of that outline. So the way that you make a copy is you're going to go up here to File. If you would like it to go into a Google Drive, you're going to make a copy. So you'll click on Make a Copy. It will let you rename it and then put it in your own Google folder. We're going to ask you to name that with your school district and then 2019 literacy plan. Please make sure that your district name is first when you rename the document. You can also download it as a Microsoft Word if you're more comfortable with that format. Okay, so the intent of the document is on this first page here. This is for current OSRCL schools that are part of the grant. It's intended to be used as an addendum, and there is information under each subject heading about what you should include, and the reminder that plans are due September the 12th. Anything that you see in the yellow brackets, you can delete. That's information for you. Read it, or you can print this out. But you can delete the information in the yellow brackets. You'll start by putting your school name in, and then the date. In the introduction section, we just want a broad overview of your vision and literacy goals for your district in the next school year. And then this is also a place where you can list the members of your literacy leadership team. Okay, in section 1, this is the place where you will enter and analyze your district data. The tables that are provided are the tables that we need here at the State Department, that information that we need for our federal reporting. So we ask that you don't delete any of the tables that we've put in, but you are welcome to add tables if you have other data that you would like to include. So what we've done here is we have for kindergarten, if you'll put in your Reading Sufficiency Act information, and then I've included a spot at the bottom here where you can draw some conclusions. You can write a little narrative about what you see. If in your district you're using ELQA or Teaching Strategies Goals or ASQ or one of those, and you would like to put that in, you're more than welcome to put a table in there. Okay, here are grade level reading scores. We know that at this time you don't have those. We're hoping that those will be available by, the preliminary reports will be available by June 10th. 2018 is our OSRCL baseline year, so we have that in there. You should be able to just copy most of that over from your previous plan, and then you will enter in the 2019 scores. Here are those tables. And then a little space to draw some conclusions or write a narrative about what you're noticing about that data. Okay, and here are your 11th grade scores. You should be able to use this table whether you're using the SAT or the ACT, and then drawing your conclusions down here. Again, if you're using STAR in high school or NWEA and you would like to put those scores in, you're more than welcome to do that as well. We just ask that you leave those tables in that we have. Okay, now that you've gotten a good idea of what your data looks like, we are going to ask you in section 2 to have goals by each grade band. These should be measurable and realistic for each level of learning. We would recommend that each level maybe have 1 or 2 goals. If you have too many goals, they're going to get overwhelming and it'll be difficult to achieve. So in each section, right here, you will put the goals for each grade band. And as we move into section 3, this is the section with the impact elements. So again, in the yellow brackets, just some information for you about filling out this portion of the plan. And here we have instruction. Now our key words here are text-rich classroom and engage and motivate children in literacy activities. So for each grade band, we want you to describe how you are creating text-rich environments and what instruction you're using to engage and motivate children in literacy activities. Then you go to multi-tiered support system of interventions. So our key ideas here are how we're going to implement interventions for students who are working below grade level so they can achieve the Oklahoma academic standards. You can put in a table here if you would like, but when and how are you providing interventions for students who are struggling? So in K-5, that may be an intervention time or in the classroom or with a reading specialist. In 9 through 12, I know some of you have implemented an intervention time during the day or an extra reading class, so we need you to describe that for us and possibly what interventions that you are using. Okay, our next impact element is professional learning. So our key ideas here are how are you building capacity of all your teachers, including content areas. And consider how you're building on previous professional learning. So possibly in this last school year, you went out to trainings and did professional learning out of the building. And this year, you're going to build on that through PLCs or coaching. That is all considered professional learning. So how are you doing that? How are you increasing capacity of your teachers during this next school year? Now we have our assessment system. Tables are provided with the information that we need for each one of the grade bands. The words in this section can be deleted. They're just for your information. So you're going to write the name of the assessment, who has that assessment, how often do you do it, what's the purpose, and the data rules. So for example, K through 5, maybe you use DIBELS for all students 3 times a year as a screener, and then you use the DIBELS benchmarks as proficiency. You may also use a diagnostic, for example, Literacy First or a developmental reading assessment. You can put that in. Please feel free to delete or add rows as needed for your assessment. Fill all of those out. And the next section is collaborative leadership among various stakeholders. Describe the structures that are in place for collaborative leadership. So these might include, do you have literacy teams at each site? Do you have a local literacy leadership team? How do you support those people? How do they work? You can add all of those in there. Does your leadership go to professional development along with your teachers to increase their knowledge? And then the final impact element is team with families and communities to build relationships. So in this section, talk about the work you're doing with your early childhood partner, how you're supporting literacy development from birth through kindergarten entry. Also, any community partnerships that you have that are aimed at improving literacy, and any way that you're collaborating with families to support students. And then the final portion of the template here is monitoring and implementation. So give us just an idea of how you're meeting your initial goals, what steps that have been addressed, if you've had any challenges, and how you will be monitoring your goals for this year. Okay, so that is an introduction to the 2019-2020 OSRCL Local Literacy Plan templates. Just a reminder to please name the template with your district name first, and then 2019 literacy plan, and that any information in the yellow brackets can be deleted after you've read it. Okay, so this is useful for your district to analyze data and make goals, but it's also very useful for us, so I want to make sure you knew how we use it. We use it to monitor programs, data for our federal reports to show that we're meeting the goals that we said we would meet. Ideas for other striving reader states. So we participate in a number of community of practice groups with other states, and so we talk about what challenges we're seeing, what successes we're seeing, so the information you give us on this literacy plan is very valuable. And also what resources we can provide you. So we will read the literacy plans. If we're noticing a number of districts working on certain goals, we will do our best as the state level OSRCL team to support you in those. Okay, I wanted to quickly go over the monitoring rubric one more time, and we will use your literacy plan as a part of this rubric. So if you see the assurances that are in blue, we will get those assurances from the Grants Management System, GMS. So the ones in blue will not be related to your local literacy plan. So if we look at this one right here that says allocate grant funds with activities, staff, programs that meet moderate to strong levels of effectiveness in improving education, we'll be looking for that throughout your literacy plan. There's not one specific section on that. We'll just be looking at what you're doing. This one will be GMS. Building capacity of all teachers, including special ed teachers. We will get that information from the professional learning part of the local literacy plan, along with the professional development surveys that you're to give out if you are doing professional development for half of a day or more. This bottom one, literacy screening assessments to all students birth through grade 12. That will be in the assessment section of the literacy plan. Language and text-rich classroom, school, and early learning program environments that engage and motivate in literacy activities. That will be in the instructional portion of the literacy plan. Implement interventions for children who are below grade level. We will get that information from the multi-tiered support systems. And finally, partner with organizations or agencies that have demonstrated a record of effectiveness in early literacy. We will get that information from the teaming with families and communities, also from the early learning partnership survey, which won't go out until later, but we will look at that. So this is what we look at here at the state to make sure that you are meeting the program assurances. Okay, so next steps, again, if you will provide this recording and links to the literacy plan template to your literacy team, look through it, gather whatever information you need for completing the plan. We ask that your literacy team attends the June 10th convening here at the Metro Technology Center in Oklahoma City. We're going to review data and the impact elements, and we're going to provide you time to complete the plan while we're here. If you have any questions, if you finish that plan on that day, you're more than welcome to give it to us, but the final due date is September the 12th. Okay, and here is our information. We ask that if you have any questions, please let us know, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Thank you.